So we got Obama turning towards socialist. Problem with that is we don't get kickbacks from the oil. So really, that's just keeping people in poverty and thriving on services provided by the government, right? And then you got the Republicans that are like, less government, probably get some less services, probably won't change much. Here's my problem with all of this. Okay, what is the deal with this 8-year term limit? I mean, 4 years, then possibly 8 years, whatever. We flip-flop, the whole country flip-flops. Democrat, Republican. Okay, so, since nothing gets done ever, because they're like, we got this one president that changes everything for 4 years, and then we got this other president that sometimes in there for 8 years, but I mean, really, when you go back in time, it's like everything's going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and nothing gets accomplished, and we're just like spending so much time going like, what's that country doing? What's that country doing? Where's our oil? And it's just asinine bullshit. Just makes no sense. None of this makes sense. What we need is I don't think Ron Paul is down with this at all. But I mean, we need to change a lot of the rules that the country is thriving on, because it's like we're making no headway flipping back Democrat, Republican. I mean, I think I wrote something on my minivan that said, America is a young country with old ideas. That's the problem. But the thing about Ron Paul is that, really, those ideas that he has are straight, old school, libertarian, everything that I stand for. That's like, I just want to live in I've seen people doing this in remote areas. They're living without computers. They're living without electricity. They probably hand dug their own well, like my dad did. He built his house. And now what's happening? We're watching commuters make the highways bigger and bigger and bigger. This is the problem with Minnesota and Wisconsin. People from 3 hours away in Wisconsin are driving to Minnesota with bumper stickers that advertise Minnesotan politicians. It's just like, I lived on this beautiful farm out enough in the woods. I mean, it wasn't woods, it was a farm. There was like, I had no neighbors. The neighbors are all really far away. I could scream and no one would hear me. That's the problem. People found me and figured out, hey, no one's going to hear a scream. And then the next thing you know, I'm unsafe. And then the next thing you know, I got to move into town. Then I go into town, and now I'm all locked up in a group home and stuff. This makes absolutely no sense. It's just like, you got to get further and further away. I would get up. I live like a grandma, I don't look like I do, but I don't do a damn thing. I mean, my God, we got these people that moved in next door to me that are like living in townhouses. Like, the townhouse is the new trailer park, and I'm not down in trailer parks, but it's just like, these people are just all work, no play. We don't even mow our lawn, someone else mows our lawn for us. That's just like, what you just did, townhouse people and trailer park people, is you put a structure on someone else's land, bought the structure, but not the land. You don't own that. You own a house, and you can't move it. At least you can move a trailer park. I mean, my God, what are you people thinking? And these wonderful people that I met when I was a young girl, and I'm only 33. It's not like I'm like dying of age or something. But they're living out in the middle of nowhere. I don't even know if they all have mailboxes, but I know they don't want them. And they're raising wolves, which is kind of controversial, because do you really tame a wild animal? But it doesn't matter. They're living free lives, and they're keeping to themselves. And I tried doing that, and then I invited people in, and my room, my house became just overrun with horribleness. And then I had to leave my property. I didn't even own the property. It's my family's property. And now the house, push come to shove, whatever, the maintenance went down on the house. It's a very old structure. And now I'm living on government property, which is just a nightmare. And now I'm in a group home, I'm in a mental hospital. It's like I regret leaving that comfortable little spot that I lived in for 12 years. Where do I go now? My home is gone. And I'm working to own my own land, own my own house, I own a car, but I used to own 2 cars, and then now I got nothing. I mean, do we have any places left where we can go where the government won't find us? Are we supposed to love a government that cages us for free thought, free will? If you're not inflicting your will upon others, and you have like radical ideas, does that make you unpatriotic? I think it's very healthy and normal for people to question the government. That's part of America. The problem is that people are going like haywire, scrutinizing each candidate and bashing candidates, and they're not saying any of the positive things about any of the candidates. They're just like, it's like what someone I know does. He sits there, he knows so much about Republicans, he knows so much about Catholics, but like I never hear what his ideas are besides I hate this, I hate that. Everyone used to say to me when I was all depressed and stuff, you're like, enough of what's out, what's in? And it's just like, once I started saying what was in, no one agreed with that either, and now I don't feel comfortable saying anything at all. It's like there's gotta be a change. There's just, everyone has made the principles of America so complex that now it's all chaos. Everyone made it so organized and all that all the simplicity of freedom is gone. Like rules, regulation, all this stuff. Nobody is taking time to be like, wait a minute, we're enjoying our freedom. When like a person like me who would love to have some freedom is like doing behavior therapy. It's like, I didn't sign up for that. And now if Ron Paul is out for the count, and I know this is a thriving campaign and whatnot in some circles, but what's the next move? How do we know? Do we just like what's next? What's next? No one's seen the vision. No one's going back to the basics except Ron Paul, and people are like, it's like a bubblegum brand. I'm a Democrat, num 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 num. I'm a Republican, num 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 num. And people are like, I'm a libertarian. And it's like libertarians have been around for a long time, and they end up running to the hills and running away from society. And there's a whole generation of people that are like, this is awesome. And it's like, the reason that you think that there's only one generation of this is like, we've been gone. All the other ones have been gone. We're like, we already know about this, and we know that there's never going to be any progress. I don't know. Good luck with this. I probably wouldn't even be able to go out and vote that day, because I'll either be on house restriction and unable to drive my car all the way to the voting poll where my actual house is. All I gotta say is, like, the mentally ill have been suffering for years, and you're all like thinking about, I mean, the minute you hear someone say mentally ill, or the minute, I mean, it's like there's a whole classification of people under mentally ill, mentally defective, dangerous because they're mentally defective, and or dangerous. All that stuff is like totally detrimental to a lot of people, and those laws are never even looked at or changed. I mean, you think that they don't count, but like, these people can all vote, and they're stuck in mental institutions without even, you have to go through so much process. I went in there, I'm like, how am I going to vote for this Walker guy? And the only reason I voted for him because I'm like, I didn't know anything about Recall Walker. I was my family are staunch Democrats, and it's like, wait a minute, I can't even voice anything to them. I mean, that'd be counterproductive. But Recall Walker, collective bargaining, I don't know, sounds pretty nice. I mean, maybe it would weed out the county workers that are just in it for the bankroll benefits, man. All I'm saying is, like, a lot of you are leaving out an important group of people that have been getting the shaft for years in the same building as the other mental institutions. The only thing is, we don't look like Holocaust victims, but we're still eating raw meat in those places. We're still having diarrhea because of that, and being strapped to beds, and they're still using electroshock therapy on people, and it's like, you're all missing out on all of us because we are all just awesome. There's some people that I've met in my life that I'm just like, you know what, you need to be free, and no one knows you're here, but I know you're here. And what I told those people in the men's institution who go around saying, I'm here, why am I still here, what are my charges, all that. You don't get a charge, you're just left to wonder, like, what did I do? And that can make you crazy itself. Like, you're being, what you feel is punished, because how can you feel good about yourself if everyone around you is telling you to change? If you agree to change, that's one thing, but if you feel you're fine, why do you have to change? That's Big Brother. That's the socialist attitude coming in and saying like, you know what, I'm the government, I know what's right for you. You're just a pawn in my game of politics. I know the right. I swear to God, I know what's right for you. And nobody knows what's right for anybody except themselves. And when you got people going into this business saying like, I care about people. If you care about them, let them be. If they want help, I mean, I don't even feel comfortable calling 911 anymore. I know people at the bar that wear shirts that say, I do not call 911. And these people are not from the ages of 20 to 25. They are living in places that young people wake up and contact someone in the woods. I mean, don't go to the woods and like start picking on people or whatever, but I mean, this is not a new philosophy. This is very old, and we've already stopped fighting for this and run to the hills. I'm not saying don't continue on, but I'm just saying good luck with it, because I'll do my best to get out there and vote. If everyone's philosophy is to write in his name, that's what I'll do too. I just want someone's input. What are they gonna do? You know, good luck. Proud to be a libertarian. No clue about anything else.